Hey golfers, in this next video I'm going to show you how to shallow shaft golf swing. Is your downswing coming down too steep, keep cutting across the ball, slicing, pulling, just lacking all sorts of consistency? Well, this video is going to help you out and get you shallowing that shaft in no time. Sound good? Keep watching. Hi, it's Troy from Hitting It Solid here. Thanks for watching. So let's talk about this shallow shaft golf swing, how I can get you more shallow in the downswing so you can be playing much better golf. So what does it mean by being shallow and why is it such an important thing in the golf swing? So if I'm set up to a ball here, and this is my target down here, if you were to get the opposite of shallow, which is coming down steep, what would that look like? So if I go to the top, if you're someone that comes down steep, as you come down, usually your hands will move out towards the ball. Might not be a lot, but just a little bit. And the club will come down pretty much 90 degrees. It might have a little bit of shallow like this, but it'll come down very steep. And you'll predominantly cut across the ball or right to left, outside to in, which result in a lot of pulls, sort of fades, or heel shots, a lot of inconsistent golf shots. So when we talk about shallowing the shaft, what that looks like, when you get to that top position here, basically shallowing is the opposite. We want the shaft coming down this way, actually laying down. This is a much better angle to the golf ball that gets you solid contact and more consistency in your game. We want it coming down like this and then striking the ball like that. If you remember at address, the club is set up on this angle here. So at address it's set up on this angle here. If all of a sudden at impact you're like this, you bring into play a lot of those nasty areas on the end of the golf club. So that's something you definitely want to avoid. So with all things in golf, there's a right way and a wrong way. So when I talk about shallowing the shaft, this is important to understand. I'm not talking about shallowing it. I'm talking about shallowing it by two different ways, and one of them will be getting more flex as you come down, staying in our posture, getting our pelvis back, getting some bow in that lead wrist, and shallowing it like that. Now there's another way of shallowing which is completely incorrect, and I've seen golfers doing this quite regularly. As they get to the top, they'll lift up, their pelvis or their hips will get closer to the ball, they'll lean back and they'll get the club in that shallow position like that. And I'll try to hit the ball like that. That will result in just as much inconsistency as what they had previously. That might be something you're trying to do, but when I'm talking about shallowing, I'm talking about maintaining your posture, getting your pelvis back like this. So we've got our nice setup. We get to the top. I'm talking about getting that little squat, keeping our pelvis area this back, giving ourselves room for the hands and arms to come through. Now I touched on the pelvis, keeping that back, super important for shallowing the shaft. The other thing I just mentioned briefly is bowing that lead wrist. So when I talk about bowing, this is flat, this is cupped, and this is bowing. Now some professional golfers, they have lots of bowing in their downswing. I'm not suggesting you need to do anything like that, but a little bit of bowing really helps you shallow the shaft. So what that looks like, as you get to the top, if we don't bow, quite often, this is cupped, club will come down steep like that, but if you look what happened when I bow, naturally the club just shallows straight away like that. You can see the difference there. That's bowing, and we can shallow it on the way down. Now the final piece to helping you get that shallow shaft in the golf swing, getting that trail shoulder to rotate externally in the downswing. Really important. Here's what it looks like. As we get to the top, if you were internally rotating that trail shoulder, this is what would happen. you get steep like this. I want you to externally rotate that shoulder, and this basically means this move. It's just a little move, it's not huge, but it's moving this way, externally. So as you get to the top here, as we externally rotate, you'll see what happens. Shaft shallows. You come through the golf ball. And that's a great way of shallowing that shaft. Where a lot of golfers go into problem with getting these steep downswings is we all have a dominant arm. Like for me, I'm a right-hander. This right hand gets really strong, and quite often you'll come to the top and that right hand just wants to really push down and get all that power, and that's where you get that really steep downswing. So in just a moment I'm going to show you a simple drill you can practice at home to really cement this into your game. Keep watching. Okay, here's this really simple drill you can do at home to really build this shallow shaft golf swing into your game and play some fantastic golf. So this is really simple. Take a club, jump out of your chair and do this with me. Instead of gripping it the normal way, I want you to grip it with very much a split grip like this, almost like a baseball or 10-finger grip. Now the idea of this is, this will help train your hands and arms to not let the dominant hand take over in the downswing. Now you don't need to be hitting shots to do this, but this is all about getting the right feel for the downswing. So if we take that split grip, get our stance, as I go to the top, you'll see there it's much easier. Straight away I can feel it's really easy to shallow it. I can bow that lead wrist, get that flexion, that external shoulder rotation, keeping my pelvis back. It's really easy having those hands split apart. Go to the top again to feel that club shallowing through to the golf ball. This is an exercise you can even practice inside your house without even addressing a ball, but it will stop you from that dominant hand from taking over. Keep them nice wide apart. Get that external shoulder rotation. Gives you a great feel for shallowing the club and will help you play much better golf. Now really important, coming up, I've got a video that goes into more detail about that trail shoulder, getting that external rotation in that downswing. That ties in really well with this video and will help you shallow the golf club even more. So that's coming right up. Keep watching. Do you want to know how to make an even better downswing? Click and watch the video on your screen now. It's going to go into more detail about how the trail shoulder works in the downswing and how you need to externally rotate it. This ties in really well with this video and help you shallow that shaft and play better golf. Do you want to know how to play even better golf? Consider subscribing to the channel, and remember, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.